Hello, it has been a while, sorry, since I have filmed a YouTube video for you. So I'm back. Happy end of April. The last time I posted I think was the end of March, so my bad. Hi, I'm Katie. I am a yarn dyer and knitter based in Boston. I run Claws Out Yarn Company. Find me on Instagram. All those links are in the description. Where am I going to begin? I've got some updates. I have some finished objects. I have some yarn acquisitions, some tests that I'm doing that I'm excited about. So, sorry, I just had a spicy bit of Diet Coke. That's great. This is a great way to start this video. I'm going to start with my finished objects because I am the most excited about them. So here, first of all, this is a non-sweater finished object. I love this. This is the Pink Panther scarf that I finished in early April, I want to say. I love her. You can see the speckles in the yarn are so beautiful. So this pattern, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I forget the name of the designer, so I'll add it here. It's awesome. It's really easy. It's just garter stitch like this, and then there are eyelet rows, and you increase. So you start with a little bit, you increase, and then you decrease. It's great. It's super easy. I made this in I think 3 or 4 days. It used exactly 2 skeins of DK weight yarn. I did mine on size 7. No, it's the pattern calls for size 7 US needles. I use size 6. So it might take slightly more yarn than that for you if you make this, but I love it. The yarn I used is called 29 by Apothecary Fiber Company because I saw it and I was like, hey, I'm 29. I have to buy this yarn. It's gorgeous. I love a yarn that is both a neutral and like a multicolored. So this thing has everything. It's perfect. I've worn this out a number of times and I'm really, really into it. Big fan. Highly recommend. Cannot recommend this pattern enough. I made mine. I did one modification, which was to make it so there's an eyelet stripe in the widest part of the shawl of the scarf, whereas the pattern calls for having a garter section in the middle. I just decided this would look cool, and the pattern is very straightforward to follow, so I just kind of moved things around a little bit to make that happen, but I absolutely love this, so highly recommend. My other finished object is actually similar in color. Actually, first, let me explain. If you're new here, which you might be, I don't know, I have a goal, a knitting goal this year of knitting through all of the sweater quantities of yarn that I bought last year in 2024. I don't have a goal of like getting through all of my collection or any of that, but my goal is to work through these sweater quantities. So far, I finished 4 sweaters. You all have seen 3 of them. I'm going to show you the 4th one just now. And I have started, well actually, we'll get to that, but out of all of the sweater quantities I had before the beginning of 2025, I have started one more sweater. And I think my total is like 11 or 12 sweater quantities or something. So that's kind of like 1 a month. And so far I'm on track because I finished this sweater. Actually, it's not technically finished because I haven't sewn the buttons on yet, but whatever, who cares? This sweater, hold it up all the way. Here it is. It's a cardigan. This is my first grown-up cardigan I've ever made and liked. I made one other one like 3 or 4 years ago and it just doesn't, it's cozy because it's too big. And it's oversized and it's just not great. So this is like, I made this. It's a cardigan. It's beautiful. This is the Kingston cardigan is the pattern. It has these really lovely little cable details that go down the raglan increases, and then they also travel down under the arm. Can you see that? Yeah. So I love that. I tried making this cardigan a couple years ago and the yarn wasn't doing it for me and I stopped, and it's in my whip purgatory death pile. But this I finished. I finished it last week, maybe a week and a half ago, and I worked for Easter, which was, well, that was my goal because it's such a Eastery yarn. And then I've worn it a couple times since then. This yarn is Harbor by Honey and Quill, who is a local Boston dyer as well. And this is the non-superwash DK base. The superwash version of this yarn, the speckles are not like this. It's like mostly gray with very tiny amounts of speckles, but for some reason on the superwash, the dye hit the yarn. It was like, whew. So the speckles are really big on this, which is fun. It's very colorful. I enjoy it. So this is sweater number 4 that I have finished. I'm gonna go put them here. I finished the Season sweater by Ozetta in January. I finished the Study Hour sweater by Perfectly Knotted in February. And I finished the Sunset sweatshirt by Jessie May also in March. Actually, I might have finished the Study Hour sweater in March too. I really don't remember, and it doesn't matter. So then this is my sweater finish for April, which is really exciting. I don't have any updates on the Little Crystals sweater because it's just kind of been sitting here in my office not doing anything, but that's a colorwork sweater that I am slowly working through. It's all over colorwork, and it's worsted weight, so it's pretty warm, so that'll probably be like a goal to finish that for the fall. But it's not my priority now that we're moving into warmer weather here a little bit. It's not that warm out today, but whatever. So those are my 2 finished objects. They do actually kind of like go together. They're similarly colored, which is fun. It's a good thing you guys can't see my yarn room because it's a mess in here. I don't know if I'm swearing on my YouTube channel, but it's a bad word mess in here because I'm doing a lot of yarn dyeing for a bunch of different things, so there's just like piles of stuff everywhere, and then also I've been buying yarn and there's whatever, so it's a little hectic and busy, and that's why you only ever see this corner of the room, because this corner is relatively nice and normal and pretty, and that side of the room is scary, dangerous. So I guess next I'll go through my yarn acquisitions first. I also want to say I completely filmed this video like a week and a half ago. I filmed this video, I was talking about all this yarn that I'm going to talk about again now, and I was talking about these projects and stuff, and I was just like in a really bad mood. My lighting was bad, and it was rainy, and I was hungry. It was just like all this, I was like, this is not like, this video is not giving me like feel good vibes. So just before starting to film here, I sat down and I just like deleted all of that footage because it was not good. I was just cranky. So I feel like I'm forgetting things that I wanted to talk about from the last time I talked about this, but I think I have everything. And I have a couple of things that I've started since that video. So we're gonna get into my yarn acquisitions. Okay, so yarn acquisitions. I have been not good about this, but I've been trying this year to be much more intentional about my purchasing. Mostly because I'm trying to do this where I'm knitting through all my sweater quantities. So I'm trying. It's not working great. If you hear the cats, it's because my partner is walking around and that means they might get fed. They're not gonna get fed yet. They've been fed today. They just got a snack like an hour ago. So I've been trying to purchase yarn a little bit more purposefully. Is it working? I think so. I also have bought like a number of sweater quantities this year already. So, you know, it's working. But when I go to yarn stores, when I go to yarn festivals, I'm trying to only buy like 1 skein, 2 skeins, like something that's a little bit more special so that I'm not just like spending all my money. So, first thing is this beautiful yarn. I got this at Boston Fiber Company, which is my local yarn store. I love them. Go visit anytime you're here. And this yarn, this is Kelborn Woolens Perennial in Ultramarine. I had already bought a couple skeins of this like 2 years ago maybe from Boston Fiber Company, and it's pretty high yardage. It's 497 yards per skein. This is it's fingering weight. It's superwash merino, suri alpaca, and nylon. It's a beautiful, like, look at that. I don't know if you can see it. It's so squishy. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And so I had 2 skeins of it already. And the sweater I was making, I think I was making it in a smaller size than I am now. And I was like, oh, this will totally be enough yarn. Not enough yarn. So so that sweater project, I'm like, just, halfway through it, and it's just been sitting in whip purgatory again, because I was like, I don't have enough yarn, and I don't know what I'm going to make with this if I rip this out. I don't know what's going on. So it's over there in my closet. And every so often I would look at the Kelborn Woolens website and see if they had this color on this base in stock, and they did not. They never had it. They had lots of other colors. It's a beautiful yarn. I recommend going and buying this. But they didn't have this, and then I was at Boston Fiber Company a couple weeks ago for their Friday night sip and stitch, which they have every couple weeks, and they had this. And I was like, I wasn't planning on buying yarn. I bought the buttons that I still have to put on the cardigan, and I bought these earrings, which are little, you can't tell, they're little origami sharks. And I was like, that's it. And then I was drawn to the wall, and I was like, oh my god, they have Kelborn Woolens Ultramarine. So I bought 1 skein of this, and I'm going to, I think, rip out what I was making, and I think I'm going to make my second Market Henley, the perfectly knotted pattern, which I made last year. I tested for Claire, and I love it. And I made that one with just like a sock yarn. But I think I'm going to tear it out, and I'm going to make this into a blue Market Henley. Because now I have enough yarn. Because now I have 1,500 yards of yarn. So that is very exciting. So this is what I mean. This was an intentional yarn purchase, because I was like, oh, I need that. Specifically this yarn, I need it. Very exciting. Also, a couple of weeks ago, my partner and I went to the Fiber Witch Festival in Salem, which is in Salem, Mass. This year was the 2nd year. Big turnout. It's really, really fun. And it's Salem, so like the witches are a big thing there, and there's a lot of like, everything is magical and mystical and witchy, and it's amazing. And I really like going to stuff like that, because usually vendors will have like a special festival only color. And so that's what I was looking for. I was like, I'm going to go in and I was aiming for a project bag, 1 skein of yarn from a dye I know and like that I knew she had like in this certain colorway. And then I was like, you can get something for socks, either a sock set or a sock skein. So I got a project bag. Look how cute she is. This is from Dawn Catherine Studios, and it's so cute. It's got little potions, and there's a cat, and there's yarn, and there's a little frog wearing a witch hat down here. And like, it's just lovely. So this is exciting. This looks like it can hold a lot of yarn. I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show you first, but I'm very excited about this because it's exactly what I was looking for. Then I went to my friend Kristen's booth, East Coast Yarn Company. This is the skein that I was looking for. This is Kristen's Fiber Witch Festival exclusive colorway, Herbal Elixir. And I love it. I got it on her DK base, and I'm going to make the ladybug scarf out of this, just a 1 skein small scarf. Very excited. It's got like little green bits. It's so cool. Love this. And then I got yarn from a new to me dyer, Lamb Strings yarn. This is also their Fiber Witch Festival exclusive. This is Forbidden Fruit on sock weight. So the theme of the year of the festival this year was Persephone, queen of the underworld. So this is forbidden fruit because Persephone was not supposed to eat while she was in the underworld. I love this. So this will eventually become socks, or even like a Musselburgh hat or something. Very exciting. So beautiful. Oh, and then I wasn't planning on getting another thing. I was like kind of done, but I stopped by Knitting is Metal. I stopped by their booth and I got myself a cordsmith. Yay. So this is a tool that you can use. It's got a little skull and crossbones on it because of course it does. But this is a tool that you can use to make I-cords. So you wrap the yarn around and you make an I-cord this way, which is just so much easier than having to do it by hand. So I've been thinking about getting one of these for a while, but I never actually bought one, and so now I have one, and I will use this on one of the test knits that I'm doing, so that's exciting. I guess I can move into... I'll do whips first, and then I will do test knit talk, because I am in 4 test knits right now. So the first test knit, or no, not test knit, sorry, the first work in progress, the first whip that I have to talk about. I don't know if I'd started it the last time I filmed a video, maybe not. I actually don't know, but you've seen the yarn because it's over here. So this, let me find the front for you. This is the front. Here she is. Oh, yep, yeah, whoa, my camera's updating the, okay. This is the Relax Tee by Amy Sherr. I'm really excited about this. I love making Amy's patterns. I say that this is the second one I've ever made, but I love the way that they construct things. So we're getting there. I'm like, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches down the body, but I'm trying to make this a little like long and it's boxy. But the pattern has options for waist shaping. So I'm really enjoying this. It's raglan. As you can see, it's a compound raglan, which is how Amy Sherr does their patterns. So the raglan shaping kind of, it fits well. It's not just like box. It's, you increase different places at different rates, and it makes for this a really lovely shape. So that's that. It's got these lovely like pearl ridges for a little bit of detail. It's super fun. And this yarn, I'm making this on Baby Cat Yarn's Honeycomb on Organic Sport. So this is a non-superwash colorway. I really love Baby Cat Yarns. Highly recommend any of her colors. She does cut like very specific solid colors like this that are just like so good. And lately she's been doing a little thing where every week she has a color of the week, and you can get that color automatically at 10% off across any of her bases. So this honeycomb was color of the week like a month ago, and I don't really wear a lot of yellow. I usually lean towards blues, greens, neutrals, and I saw this color on Instagram and I was like, oh, I need it. So that's very exciting for me. I'm really excited about this. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to try it on. I haven't actually tried it on yet. As always, don't do as I do when it comes to knitting, but I want to make sure that it's like hitting me well, which I'm sure it will be. So I'm probably gonna do a try on soon, and then we'll see if I'm going to ribbing. And then I might do the collar before I do the sleeves, because I've started liking doing that because it's just it's kind of fun. So this is one of the sweater quantities that I bought in 2025, but as you can see, I'm already working through it, so that's good. Go me. I'm already working on something. And I just think it's so beautiful. It's a really lovely color. It's almost like, I can't tell if the camera's picking it up right, but it leans, it's like obviously a very beautiful yellow, but it leans a little bit like greenish neutral, which is fascinating. This is what I'm saying. Like, you have to go buy Britta's yarn because it's so good. I have to wind this. Things have been falling on the floor and stuff. I'm just, not making any sense. Okay, I'm gonna put that away, and then my other whip that I have that is not a test. I actually started yesterday, so like I do that thing where I get hyperfixated, right, on something, and then I work on it a lot. So, and this is yarn that I have talked about before. So this is a Doppio, however you say it. It's going to be. I started this yesterday, like I said, but it's on size 10 needles, so like I'm not crazy. It's just big needles. And this is for Explorer Knits and Fibers is doing a knit along that started yesterday, April 26th. And a Doppio, which I've never made before, but a lot of people really like them, and people that like them make more than one. It's basically just a big stockinette raglan sweater. Which I don't mean that to sound dismissive, it's just not like, there's nothing crazy about the construction or anything, but people love using this sweater pattern to showcase different yarns because you hold three strands together when you make this. Obviously you can make it with whatever combination of yarn you want that gets gauge. So you could do it with like just one strand of worsted yarn if you wanted to. But so I'm doing it with 3 strands of yarn from Explorer Knits Iceland collection, whose names I don't remember. So 2 of them are on sock yarn, and then 1 is on fuzzy Suri alpaca, which is lace weight. So this one is, I believe, the Katla Glacier. So it's this dark blue that has a little variegation in it. It's really lovely. Then this one, which is also just kind of like becoming a mess because it's been in my purse for a couple days. This one is the Stroker Geyser. All the names are, like, a lot of the names are in Icelandic, which is not. So this is like, it's got some warm to it, which is really lovely. It's like a gray but it's got some warm bits, some green, some like purple. This is really beautiful. And then the other one, this is so fuzzy, is, hold please, because I forgot the name of it, but this is my first time working with Suri. I'm stalling while I do this, and it is so, hold on, there we go, I found the email. It's so soft, it's like unreasonably soft. This one is Yokel Sarlon. So it's just a blue, it's like a nice blue, and so those 3 strands held together are making this. I think I picked good colors. When they launched the Iceland collection, they offered like pre-set combos for this pattern, for the Doppio, in the shop, and I didn't really jive with any of them. I didn't love them, so I made my own based on the quantities listed in those preset ones. So this is what the fabric is looking like. See, it's a little bit see-through, right? Because it's on big needles, but I think it's turning out really lovely, and it's so soft. And I did literally start this yesterday, so it's great. I think I'm halfway done with the last raglan section, so I'll be able to separate for sleeves soon. And you know what? Because this is 3 skeins of yarn, I'm throwing her in here. All of these. Throwing them in this project bag just to, like, I'm not good at keeping my yarn neat, and this is also the first time I've ever worked with 3 strands at once for the entirety of a project. So it's going in a bag. So those are the two whips that I'm working on that are not tests. And then my other test that I'm doing that is a work in progress, I just don't have in here, but I'm making the staple tank for Perfectly Knotted. It's great. It's great. It's negative ease. It's awesome. And if I'm looking flustered, it's because I realized I forgot a yarn acquisition. I bought this yarn, I'm pivoting real quick, from the Scranton Stitcher. And so sorry, noise. I actually bought 4 skeins of this last year. This is I Got You Babe. It's like fire engine red. It's so beautiful. It's like a perfect true red. I got this last year to make the Cosmo sweater, I think it's called. Photo. And it turns out the 4 skeins wasn't enough for the size that I was making. So then I started like rationing the amount of yarn that I had for the sweater and like adding one of my own colorways as like a contrast hem and collar and stuff to that sweater. I wasn't loving it. I really wanted it to be like a solid red sweater. And I would look, and Katie Sue didn't have any of this color in this base available online. So eventually I reached out and I was like, can I have some? Like, can you dye me some as like a special custom order? And they did. And so now I have this. So this sweater is not top of my list to finish, but now it doesn't feel impossible to finish anymore because I can make it as long as I want, because I have like maybe half of a skein already that's still attached to the project, and now I have more than enough to really go back in and finish the sweater the way that I want, and make it long enough and big enough and everything. So this is very, very exciting for me. And this will probably be, I'll probably insert this into my project queue at some point because it would be really nice to finish this sweater. Luckily I've done all this tough part of the sweater. It has like a cable V detail. I did that. I've done that. So now I don't have to worry about doing that anymore, and I can just focus on the sleeves and make this really beautiful. So that's very exciting for me because I don't know, I was just like, it was when I felt stuck, and now I don't feel as stuck on that project anymore. And now we can get into test knits. Okay, so as I was saying, I am in 4 test knits right now. One is the Staple Tank by Perfectly Knotted. I don't have it in here, but I'm making it in like a really beautiful blue purple. That one is great. It's going really well. I'm kind of stalled at the moment because I have to do the math for bust darts because it's negative ease. I've never had to do bust darts before because my bust is not like dramatically bigger than my like rib cage. Not enough to need extra shaping, but because it's negative ease, you want to have that shape so that it fits to your body. So I have to do that math, and I haven't done it. So that's something that I will tackle this week maybe. So the next one, I'll do the one that I haven't cast on yet. So that's one whip test knit. The other one that I'm making is the Sardine and Sunshine sweater by Sweater Weather Ceramics, which is her first pattern. I'm very excited. She's a local New Englander. Well, she's from Vermont, but she's a New Englander, so it's like we're family. It's a beautiful sweater it's worsted weight. It's got sardines and little sun motifs across here, and then I'm making a short sleeve version. There's also going to be a long sleeve version available, and I haven't cast this on yet. Mostly because it's worsted weight and I'm doing a short sleeve version, so I know that when I start it, I will be able to kind of get through it quickly, and the other stuff that I'm working on is a little bit more labor intensive. But I'll probably start that one in the next week. But I'm going to use my yarn. Remember, I dye yarn, if you don't know who I am. So these colors are from my Moonstruck collection. It's the That's Amore collection, which is inspired by the 1987 movie Moonstruck, starring Cher and Nicolas Cage. This color is La Bella Luna, and this will be the main color in the sweater. And then this color is Pop Don't Like Johnny, which is, it's variegated. It's got some like brown and like tan bits in it and green. So this will be the contrast color because I really want to start using my own yarn for stuff. Weird. So actually that test knit, the tank top, I'm making that in Mezzo Makes Yarn. But all three of these other test knits I'm making in my yarn, or I'll get to one thing, but I'm making them all in yarn that I've dyed. So this is going to be the sardine sweater. I'm really excited about that. So the little fishies in the sun will be in this color, and then the main body of the sweater will be blue. I'm super stoked. And it's really nice because if you're like, oh no, I don't have enough yarn, I can dye more for myself. So that's a little hack, if you will, which is really exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. And then there's I am not a crook. There are two whips that I have in here with me that are tests that I've started recently. So I'm gonna grab this one first because it's the one that I think is gonna take more to explain. Hold on. Okay. Ugh. So I made that noise because this is what I'm knitting from. I'm knitting from a cone, which I've never done before. This is a pound, 2 pounds of yarn or something. This is hefty, and this came from my Bear Yarn supplier that I order Bear Yarn from. I bought this. It has it's like 4,000 yards or something. It's crazy. And this is a fingering weight superwash merino nylon blend. There it is. Great. What am I making out of this? I am making, and I haven't gotten that far in it, but I'm making a dress. The dress doesn't actually have a name yet, but one of the cats just ran headfirst into my door. So this is the start of the top of this dress. So I have to cut this yarn, and then I have to make another one, and then bring them together. I have until July to make this, but it's a beautiful dress. It's another negative ease project. It's a dress that goes, I think I'm gonna make it midi length, like just below my knees. Which is also why I got this, because that's gonna take a long time. But my goal is to wear this for, I got engaged in February. And my goal is to use this white yarn to make a dress for I was going to make a dress in it anyway before I got accepted for this test. Use this yarn to make a dress for my bridal shower, and then also potentially for an engagement photo shoot that we might do in the summer. So I have to get cooking on this, but that's my plan. So this is the beginning of that, and I'm really happy that I'm in this test knit. The test is for, I'll make sure I get her name right, so bear with me. For Flaminia, Knitting Phlegm on Instagram, she makes really cool stuff. So this is something I'm very excited about, and it's another one where it's like, similar to the tank top, it's just a little bit more fiddly. There's more measurements because it's negative E, so it's supposed to hug your body. So that's why it's just a triangle right now, because I'm just kind of stalled on it because it's one of those projects where it's like the progress is harder to see. But I will get back into it shortly. And then the other project that I have that's a whip that I'm working on. So the reason I said that all these projects are like my yarn, when I'm done using this for wedding stuff, like once we're married, my plan is to take the dress that I've made and dye it whatever I want. It could be multicolored, it could be solid colored. I'm just gonna throw it in a pot and dye it and see what happens. Which I think would be like a really cool full circle thing. And also, like, I don't wear white. I'm wearing white right now. I don't really wear white very often. I don't wear white dresses very often. Really, I'm only doing it for getting married. So I'll be able to dye this in the future into whatever I want it to be, and then I'll wear it more often. So then the next and final, I think this is the final thing I have to talk about, that I'm working on, which I haven't gotten, this is a colorwork sweater, I haven't gotten to the colorwork yet, but I'm excited about it, is the Lucky Horseshoe sweater by Meredith, the Leaf Hopper. And I'm making that in this color. It's the collar. This color, which is mine, which is Make Way for Ducklings, which is part of my Yarns of the Commonwealth collection, and that collection is relaunching for pre-order on May 17th. So you too can have this in your life, this colorway. So I'm making this sweater. It's gonna have horseshoe crabs on it. It's like this. It has a really, really, really super cool collar construction that I'm trying not to show you very much of because that's for Meredith to talk about. It's her thing. But it's super cool and I'm really excited. I have to get to, it's a folded collar and I have to get to the part where it folds. But that's what it looks like. And then this, let's see, where am I? So this piece of the sweater where there's this little detail, these are gonna be like the start of the horseshoe crab tails going down the colorwork. And I'm making it, this is gonna be wild. This is like, everything else I've been making seems a little bit more put together. This is my contrast color. So these are my two colors. So this is gonna be the horseshoe crabs, and then this is gonna be around the horseshoe crabs. This is also from that same yarn collection. This is mine. This is Friends of the Public Garden, inspired by the Public Garden Bridge in Boston. So these, it's gonna look a little wild. It's gonna look a little bit like peppermint or like mint chocolate chip ice cream. No? Am I the only one seeing that? No? Okay. So that one I'm kind of, I'm keeping the shape of it a little bit secretive because that's not my business. But so far it's very, very fun to work on and I'm really loving it. So that's gonna be the collar. And this sweater, also this sweater and the sardine sweater are actually both worsted weight. So hopefully once I'm cooking with gas, I will be cooking with gas and it'll actually like zoom through a little bit. Whereas this obviously is going to take me forever because it's fingering weight. The tank top I just need to get moving on. Like I'll do it at some point, I don't know. And I believe those are all of my projects and all my updates. I don't think I have anything else going on at the moment. Yeah, I've just been very busy dyeing yarn. Dyeing stuff. Oh, this is also in that collection. This is Cop Slide. If you saw the video of the cop falling down the slide upside down in Boston, this was inspired by him. It's the only good thing cops have ever done. That'll be available in that collection in May. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. I also have, might as well mention it. I have a discount code for this bad Larry. The Volare pillow, which is very good for crafting. I have not been using mine enough because it lives in this room and I should bring it out onto the couch. But it's a pillow to support your arms, to support your shoulders and upper back, and help your posture and help you not feel like a little gremlin hunched over your project like this. So I have a code which is listed in the description for 15% off, and then it's an affiliate link, so I get a little bit of that as well. Just a fun little way to help me out. So there you go. Those are all my updates. That's me. I'm Katie, Claws Out Yarn Company, and I hope that you have a great week. Who knows when I'm going to upload this? Hopefully today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Don't know how to sign off on these things, so yeah. I'm gonna go work on probably my Doppio sweater because I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, so see ya. Bye-bye.